"You're a fool," they said. "We planned the trip without you." My mother threw the photos from the Crete vacation in my face, her voice sharp with irritation. "Then figure it out without me," I snapped back as I reclaimed the $7,000, locked every account, and reported the fraudulent loan attempt. "My name's Ethan, I'm 30, and it seems I'm the only one in my family who still believes honesty and integrity means something. I work in tech support, the kind of job where you're always on call, toggling between work screens and real life. For 5 years, I've lived in the same modest apartment, a 30-minute drive from my parents' place. During that time, I've been the go-to person for everything, fixing their Wi-Fi, troubleshooting the humming dishwasher, or sending quick cash through PayPal to keep their power on. I never complained, not really. I thought that's just what families do, support each other. That illusion shattered over one meal. It was a typical Sunday dinner. Grilled steak, mismatched dishes, and the sharp scent of bleach from Mom's rushed cleaning. I sat with my parents, my brother Liam, Aunt Sarah, and a couple of cousins. The table was loud, everyone talking over each other, and I forced a grin because it's what you do. I've been pulling extra shifts all week, barely sleeping, but I was thrilled about one thing, our upcoming family trip to Greece. I'd chipped in $3,000 for flights, hotels, even the SUV rental Dad insisted was better than cabs. Mom had promised it would be a chance to reconnect. "Like the old times," she said. So when the chatter died down, I leaned forward, smiling, and said, "I'm so excited for the trip next week. Been counting down the days." The room went quiet, not the playful kind before a punchline, but a heavy, suffocating silence. Liam smirked, nudging his girlfriend like I just said something absurd. "You're kidding, right?" he said. "We got back 2 days ago." I froze. "What?" My mom set her knife down slowly. "Honey," she said softly, nothing more. Aunt Sarah, desperate to dodge the tension, pulled out her phone. "The photos came out amazing," she said, scrolling fast, pretending everything was fine. She flipped her screen toward me. There they were, my whole family on a sunny cliff in Crete, grinning. My parents, Liam, his girlfriend, Aunt Sarah, Uncle Tom, even the cousins who'd claimed they couldn't go because of college. Everyone was there. Except me. I sat there, heart racing, trying to process it. I remembered the last group chat message from 2 weeks ago, Mom saying, "Still finalizing dates, we'll let you know soon." I'd followed up twice. No response. I assumed they were just swamped. I pushed my chair back and stood. No one stopped me. No one spoke. Not even Liam, who muttered, "Such a drama king," as I walked out. I drove home, still in my button-up shirt, and sat on my bed, staring at the wall. At first, I wasn't even upset, just numb. Have you ever realized the people you thought had your back had already left you behind? That's what it felt like. I kept replaying the small moments, Mom promising to send the itinerary, Dad calling me the reliable one when he needed my car for the deposit, Liam dodging my questions about the trip, saying, "Mom's handling it." I didn't yell or cry. I just sat, letting the stillness settle like fog. The next day, I checked my finances. I hadn't noticed how much I'd been covering. 2 months of Liam's rent, a new stove for my parents, weekly grocery runs, at least $250 a pop. All those "I'll get you back" promises that turned into family jokes. That's when it hit me. I'd been the one keeping everything afloat, and they didn't even think I deserved a seat on the plane. I skipped work on Monday, called in sick, not with a fever, but because my mind was a mess. I started a spreadsheet, logging every expense I'd covered, every account with my name on it. The family Hulu subscription, the shared cell plan, even the auto insurance I helped pay to keep costs down. Then I began cutting ties. By Tuesday, the Hulu account was locked. By Thursday, I split the phone plan, moved my number to a new line, and let the rest lapse. The car insurance, canceled. I texted them a heads up. No one replied. I closed the emergency savings account I'd set up for Mom's hip surgery. $6,500, all mine again. I froze my PayPal and Venmo to block those casual, "Can you cover me?" requests. No one reached out. The only call came Saturday morning. Mom, I didn't answer. She left no voicemail. The next family dinner passed and I didn't show. I didn't send the usual grocery delivery either. Then a week later, Liam showed up at my door. I saw him through the peephole, that cocky grin plastered on his face like he had it all under control. "Man," he said when I opened the door, "you're making this way bigger than it needs to be." It was a spur-of-the-moment thing. We didn't think you could make it. I stared at him. "You told me the trip was next week," I said. "I paid for it." He rolled his eyes. "You've got a good job. You barely go anywhere. Why are you acting like we stabbed you in the back?" I didn't answer. He huffed. "Whatever, Mom's losing it. She says you're being harsh." Just come over, eat some steak, and let's act like nothing happened, like normal families do. That's when something shifted inside me, not anger, but a cold, steady clarity. I didn't raise my voice. I just said, "Tell her I'm busy. The way you all were when you got on that flight." Then I shut the door in his face. The next day, my phone lit up with texts. Mom sent a long one, dripping with fake concern. "We didn't want to stress you out. You've seemed so tired. We thought you'd appreciate a break." Then Dad, stern as ever. "Someone had to stay behind in case things went wrong. We needed someone we could count on." That one made me scoff, like I'd volunteered to be their safety net while they sipped wine by the sea. Aunt Sarah jumped in on the group chat. "We thought you knew, Ethan. It was just a mix-up. Don't make this bigger than it is." I didn't respond. Instead, I went through every account, every subscription, every payment I'd ever taken on. My name was still on the spare credit card my parents used for emergencies like dental visits. I was the co-signer on Liam's car loan, the one he crashed and left me to handle, saying, "You're good with forms, right?" I'd been the problem solver, the safety net, the one they leaned on without a second thought. That night, I pulled out my lockbox. Inside were receipts, old checks, emails about bookings, screenshots of unpaid bills. I created a new Google Drive folder called Family Ledger. I uploaded everything, dates, amounts, promises they never kept. It wasn't about vengeance, not yet. It was about proving to myself I wasn't crazy, no matter how Mom tried to spin it when things got messy. A few days later, someone knocked. I didn't answer. Through the peephole, I saw Mom holding a takeout bag like it was a white flag. Her shoulders sagged, maybe from guilt, maybe just for show. She knocked again, waited 5 minutes, then left. I didn't move until I heard the elevator. That night, something else happened. I logged into the old banking app I'd set up to help with my parents' bills during a rough patch. There was $7,000 still in it. They hadn't closed it, probably thinking I wouldn't notice the small withdrawals. $50 here, $90 there, always excused as house stuff. I transferred every cent to a new account in my name and shut the old one down. Minutes later, Dad called. I didn't pick up. His voicemail was sharp. "Ethan, what's going on with the account? Your mom tried paying the gas bill and it bounced. This is too much. Call me." But I didn't. Not that night, not the next day, not the next week. The silence grew heavier. I didn't block them, but I stopped responding. No calls, no texts, no showing up for dinners. My fridge was stocked with food I liked. My schedule was clear. No more "Can you fix this?" or "Can you drive me?" messages. I reclaimed my time, my space. Then came the moment that proved they hadn't changed. I got an alert from my credit monitoring service. A new inquiry on my name from the same travel agency they used for the Greece trip. At first, I thought it was a mistake, but then I saw the email. Liam had accidentally CC'd me on a thread with the agency, asking if they could book another trip like last time and charge it to the same card Ethan used. The audacity. My chest tightened, not with sadness, but with a cold realization. They weren't sorry. They just missed the convenience of me, the one who paid, who fixed things, who absorbed their mistakes. I reported the charge as unauthorized, called the agency, and made it clear that card was off limits. I froze it, ordered a new one. Then I logged into a private Google account and uploaded the Family Ledger folder to a secure link. I started drafting an email to every family member. No yelling, no insults, just facts. Dates, payments, lies, the weight I'd carried, the betrayal. No emotion, just a mirror they couldn't dodge. But I didn't send it. Not yet. I wanted them to stew in the quiet a little longer, to feel the absence of my help. Then my phone rang. Aunt Sarah, not a text, a call. I hesitated but picked up. "Ethan," she said, voice trembling, "you need to know what your mom did." I didn't speak. "She applied for a loan in your name." I closed my eyes. The storm had landed, and I was ready to face it. I didn't say a word for a full 10 seconds after Aunt Sarah's revelation. My brain struggled to process it, like a radio cutting through static. My own mother had tried to take out a loan using my identity, not by discussing it, not by explaining, but by sneaking behind my back, likely using personal details I'd trusted her with years ago. "How did you find out?" I asked, my voice steady, almost detached. "She asked me to co-sign," Sarah said, her tone unsteady. "Said it was for a family crisis, that you were aware that your credit wasn't enough alone, something about consolidating debts. It all felt off, too rushed. I called the bank myself." I paced my apartment, trying to ground myself. "She actually went to a bank and did this?" I asked, needing confirmation. "She did," Sarah said softly. "When I questioned her, she got defensive, told me to mind my own business, said I was stirring trouble. That's when I knew something was wrong. Then I remembered you weren't on that Crete trip. I had to tell you. My stomach churned. Thanks for letting me know, I said flatly. I should have called sooner, she whispered. You didn't deserve this. We hung up. I stared at my phone until the screen went dark, then opened the family ledger folder and added a new section, Fraud Attempts. I noted the date, Sarah's name, and her exact words. Then I started a new document, a detailed timeline, every loan, every payment, every promise they broke. I attached screenshots of PayPal transfers, Venmo logs, bank statements. I had evidence of everything, but it wasn't just about money anymore. It was about my mother, the woman who'd tucked me in as a kid, who'd called me the family's rock, betraying me and expecting me to keep showing up with a smile. That night, I made 2 calls, one to my bank, one to a college friend who's now a lawyer specializing in identity theft. I gave him the brief version. This is more common than you'd think, he said calmly. When your finances are tangled with family, they start seeing your money as theirs. You're doing the right thing, keep every record. I nodded, though he couldn't see. I've got it all documented, I said. Good, he replied. Don't stop. The next morning, I woke to 17 messages. Mom's came first. Why did Sarah call you? You're not getting the full story. It was temporary. We were going to tell you soon. Please don't make this worse. You're hurting us. Then Liam, you're blowing this out of proportion again. Always the martyr. Fix it and stop acting like you're the only one wronged. You're embarrassing Mom. Dad's was an email subject. Let's handle this like adults. Ethan, we know you're upset, but this drama isn't needed. Families hit rough spots. Mistakes happen. You've always been the steady one. Don't ruin that. Call your mom. She's upset. Let's sort this quietly like always. Love, Dad. The same old playbook, guilt, excuses, expecting me to fall in line. But I was done. I went back to my draft email, the one with every detail, and added a line at the top in bold. This is the truth. I'm done. I didn't send it yet. Then a call came from an unknown number. I almost ignored it, but answered. Ethan, this is Karen from Horizon Financial, a calm voice said. We're confirming a dispute you filed about a loan application in your name. I exhaled slowly. Yes, I filed it. A pause. Thank you. We've flagged the application for review and blocked further activity on your credit. The applicant listed your number as the cosigner contact, so you'll be notified if another attempt is made. Was she the applicant? I asked, a hesitation. I can't disclose names yet, but you did the right thing. I thanked her and hung up. It was clear they thought they'd slipped through again. But I had proof and I was ready to act. I didn't wait. I opened the draft email, revised it, still calm but direct, final. I added everyone. Parents Liam, Sarah, Tom, the cousins who'd grinned in those Crete photos knowing I was left out. I CC'd my lawyer, BCC'd myself, and linked the family ledger folder. At the bottom I wrote, this isn't about money. It's about respect, which I never got from you even after giving everything. Do not contact me except through legal channels. I hit send. The fallout was immediate. My phone buzzed nonstop, calls, texts, notifications. I muted it. Later I checked voicemails, 12 messages. Mom's first 3, Ethan, please, let's talk. This isn't how families work. Then, you're letting Sarah twist your mind. She's against us. Finally, her voice breaking. I didn't mean to hurt you. Don't abandon us. Liam's went from smug to desperate. You're freaking out over a trip. Get over it. Then, you're selfish, always have been. And finally, fine, tell me how to fix it. Dad's was short, measured. I underestimated you, but bridges don't rebuild themselves. That night, I changed my number. I told my lawyer to send a cease and desist letter, blocking any further attempts to access my finances or information. He helped me enroll in identity protection and freeze my credit at all 3 bureaus. I filed a fraud report with the FTC and sent a statement to the bank. Mom had used my social security number, likely from an old tax form I'd left at their house. It was identity theft, no excuses, and there'd be consequences. 3 weeks later, my lawyer sent an update. The bank rejected the loan and opened a fraud investigation. If my evidence held, which it would, they could face fines, a civil suit, or even criminal charges. I felt no guilt. They'd banked on my silence, my loyalty. But love without respect is just obligation, and I was done with that. Aunt Sarah called a week later, her voice tired but lighter. I'm sorry, Ethan. I should have spoken up sooner. I was afraid of rocking the boat. You did the right thing. I told her she didn't need to apologize. I just wanted truth. She promised to keep in touch, but I didn't hold my breath. That family always played the same game. Keep up appearances, protect the status quo, pretend everything's fine. I moved soon after. New apartment, new job across town, better salary, new zip code, fresh start. Only a few trusted friends got my new address, eventually Sarah too. The air felt cleaner, like I'd stepped out from under a weight I hadn't noticed. The quiet was perfect. No calls about broken gadgets, no urgent cash requests, no backhanded dinner invites. Just peace. But I didn't disappear. I made sure they felt my absence. 3 months later, an email came from Liam. Subject: Ray Ledger folder. Ethan, we got the legal notice. Things are bad, mom's a wreck, dad's livid. They might lose the house. The loan was for refinancing. Now their credit's shot and we're stuck. Hope you're satisfied. I read it twice, then replied with 6 words. You said I wasn't invited, goodbye. No more calls, no more emails, no more half-hearted apologies, just silence. And in that silence, I found something I'd never had while carrying their burdens. Freedom. Not the kind you brag about or write down, but the kind that sinks into your core. The kind that tells you you're not overreacting, not bitter, not broken, just done. And now they're the ones who have to live with it, not me. So, what are your thoughts on this story? Do you agree with what happened, or do you see it differently? Let us know your opinion in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of our upcoming stories. See you in the next one.